then this game could run away, and Connor could show us why he is the driver of the bus. But if it doesn't happen, I think that NLG could just roll over them in these just solid AoE team fights and just mop up and just, fight around the objectives, fight around the turrets, and fight around the dragons and barons, and just slowly, just methodically march their way in, with Shyvana just being that stronger split pusher.
And we're just 10 seconds left now, guys. We're going to be jumping into this game very shortly. Just going through the loading screen. It's going to be. I can imagine this is going to be a very good game. I feel like Blue Side will outscale eventually. Like we're going to see Vayne become a really strong champion if she's not dealt with. But I think they have the capacity to do it if we see really strong Lee Sin or Kali roams.
Yes.
Like Vayne can get bullied really easily.
Absolutely. I think this is going to come down to Lee Sin and how he can manipulate the jungle and how he can manipulate the lanes. And if he can get in and do what he needs to do, it could be very interesting. So really, I think this Jace is really up for scrutiny here. It's an interesting pick.
Yeah,
I haven't seen a Jace AD carry in a very long time.
I mean, it's normally like a fun little pick. I don't see it actually in a team comp that often, so it'd be really nice to see how this plays out.
Interesting tidbit for you. Malphite's speed of his ultimate is the travel time is based on how much his movement speed is. So potentially we could see the instant Malphite ultimates from that Jace acceleration gate. And Nami also gives movement speed as well.
Yeah, her passive will
for the instant Malphite hilarity of crazy Rockman in your face in a flash.
It's the level 6 TP bot lane through the gate.
Yeah. It could happen, Jackie. It could happen.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that.
I'm optimistic for this, And imagine you've got Lee Sin coming straight in behind you, being the Mai Tai master. So it could mean that if NLG don't quite have the reaction times to maybe flash the Malphite ultimate, like Vayne definitely needs to flash that Malphite ultimate, otherwise she's going to be in a world of pain. If she can flash it, she could be okay. Now, it looks like we're going to have some action already. Lee Sin finds
it. Gets caught here. Starts with that temper. It's going to get the stun shot, and just going to use that burnout to get away.
But finding that Shyvana.
Now, to see them not push forward and try against some vision. It just seems like they're going to back away there.
High amounts of aggression from bus driver Connor here, going straight for that Vayne.
Connor with the BM recall.
The BM, man. Connor, really brave on that ninja. Really brave.
And they, once again, they didn't put any vision down. They've just walked in to show them that they can do that. And then we actually see next level gaming with the vision advantage here. They have their defensive wards set out.
Yeah. And I think it was more bus driver Connor trying to find which side of the jungle Wukong was going to start from, so that Lee Sin can mirror match him. And then because he's going to mirror match him in this bottom side, it now means that both top laners know that it's probably going to be some action around that 3.5 minute mark when they've both got double buffs. Now, Lee Sin is significantly stronger in that level 3 trade than Wukong.
Oh yeah, but definitely. I don't. If Wukong tries to gank top lane and gets counter ganked by Lee Sin, that could easily be a double kill pick up top lane.
Absolutely.
Be careful of that.
Yeah, needs to be incredibly careful.
Oh, we do see a disconnect. Are we going to? I imagine we'll see a
pause
come
out. There should be pause.
Pause. No one's got in contact with us. So really,
that's good. Okay, right. So I think we're just having some connection issues on that Shyvana.
It's like this game is just not meant to be.
It's just not the lore gods are not shining upon us today, are they?
No, it's been really unfortunate all day. We wanted to have some decent games, make a nice evening, but things happen.
These things happen. So reasonably slow start, a little bit of aggression from bus driver Connor, finding out those jungle paths. Wukong and Lee Sin happily making their way through that jungle. So we've got a little bit of time, Jackie. Not a great deal of sort of items to talk about, but There is that difference in that bot lane in that top lane, sorry, with the Doran's blade start on the Shyvana and the Doran's shield start on that Malphite.
I think Shyvana could afford to start Doran's blade in this matchup. She's going to really be able to bully it.
Yeah, I think it's a relatively safe matchup for her, but depending on how this Malphite set himself up, it could be quite difficult matchup. Now he is actually running a little bit of ability power in that page and flat magic penetration. So his seismic shard is going to actually start to hurt if he decides to level in that direction.
He's trying to get the trade. Really nice tumble there by Vayne. She tumbled the power shot by Jace just as the forward came out. But, quite impressive. Nice little thing.
Jace just isn't quite debonair enough to hit those shock blasts.
Vayne doing a really good job dodging these. See Ahri bullying Akali in the mid lane, but this is really what we expected to see. Just great poke coming by. And
this also comes down to if Ahri can shove in the Akali, it makes CSing on a turret very difficult for her because she doesn't have the greatest wave clear compared to Ahri. Ahri having that orb of deception and that Foxfire doing pretty decent sort of
we're seeing
damage as
coming
well.
from the top lane, using his decoy, gonna land an input strike onto Malphite, gets the red buff slow. We're going to see Malphite try and flash away here. Gets slowed by the red buff, just going to walk away. Yeah. Well, that was the level 3 gank we were talking about, but Lee Sin opted to do his race and not meet him up top.
Well, I think this is Malphite feeling very confident in his ability to deal with the 1v2. Wukong doesn't have any form of CC. Doesn't do the greatest of damage yet, even with that double buff. So I think Lee Sin didn't think he'd even gank in the first place.
Looking like Lee Sin's going to miss that Sonic Wave. Just walk away. He's trying to iron out the map pressure.
Yeah. I think that was Cannibal Armor just showing himself really there to kind of make everyone aware, or certainly make that mid lane aware of what's going on and get a little bit of that kind of, put a bit of fear in. So Lee Sin coming around this top lane.
He's going to walk in behind Shyvana, going to decide to charge show, gets the cripple. Red buff slow. We'll have to see Shyvana flash away. There we go. Flashes in after the resonating strike.
Great
gank by Lee Sin.
Good gank by Lee Sin, and it was a nice move from Shyvana to wait out for that Sonic Wave to finish before flashing, just to make sure that she got away safely.
Looks like Lee Sin's still trying to hang around in his top lane, but Shyvana's going to put the ward down, catch him out. Yeah. Lee Sin's just going to walk away.
And this wave is actually pushing in favour of Shyvana, so I think she's going to be relatively okay up in this top lane now that they've kind of got a rough idea of where Lee Sin is.
Interesting, Malphite is winning these trades though in the top lane.
I think this comes down to the damage that he's got on that seismic shard. He's leveling that. He's got 2 points in that as well at this level 4, and he's got 2 points in that Ground Slam, both of which do relatively good magic damage and scale. And seismic shard's scales pretty good with the Q. I think it's 0.7 or 0.8 or something like that. So he can harass very effectively with that and be relatively safe as well because of the movement speed that he leeches. Which makes him sort of kind of, you can trade with that Q and then run away and not take any damage back. And with that shield as well that he gets from his Granite Shield, you've kind of got this effective HP that's sort of regenerating all the time. So Lee Sin making moves on this mid lane again, wanting to kind of catch out this Ahri. And we talked about Lee Sin as well, just can he get into the lanes and affect them? And he's not had the greatest of early games, but it looks like he might find himself Wukong here.
Yeah, he lands Sonic Wave through the wave, so gonna go in on Wukong here. He's gonna have the vision revealed.
Yeah, Ahri's nowhere to be seen though.
Are we done?
She has that Spirit Rush now, so Lee Sin needs to be very, very careful.
Good call by Wukong to not flash away though. That was really, really dangerous.
Yeah, he was total confidence there in his mid laner to back him up and to get in and sort of work with him.
Going for the dive in the top lane though. Sees Shyvana really low. Flashes in, goes inside the shard, picks up first blood. Really solid by Malphite in the top lane. Gets away with just above HP. And we see another engage in the bot lane coming into the
It was a nice little move from Vayne in that bot lane there actually to completely tumble most of the damage that they could put down, dodging the shock blasts and the Sonic Wave, and feeling very confident with her mechanical ability to avoid these skill shots in this bot lane and sort of outplay and play around this Jace.
While that bot lane was going on as well, Wukong managed to pick up the Malphite in the top lane. Just
Ah,
as
right.
if
So we traded one for one, and that's good. That's very good for Wukong actually, because he's going to be in a very strong sort of position. Wow, the damage coming down from Connor there on.
Damage. Does he have one more Shadow Dancing? No, he doesn't.
He has got the Ignite still available, so maybe Reaper might get a little bit kind of confident here. He's got the Flash with the potential from the Ignite and the Dash, so we might see a very, very, very dangerous play.
There we go. Connor coming in with that Flash, going to land the Shadow Dance. Wukong here trying to find a Kali. Just got to walk away. If he had Cyclone available, he probably could have picked that kill up with the AoE and the Twilight Shroud.
Wukong's been in the right place, but he's just not quite had the cooldowns or the levels to affect them. And that's good to see, because if he's making the right movements, it means that in the future he's going to be in the right place at the right time. So this Malphite though, he's bullying.
To the bot lane, looking for this blue buff. Wow, giving Jace the blue buff there from the mid lane. Really interesting by Lee Sin.
We mentioned the what's the mana item called?
Essence Reaver?
The Essence Reaver, yeah, we mentioned that before. Now the problem with Essence Reaver and kind of the problem with the inception of this item is most of your mana problems on an AD carry that would like that kind of are finished. You don't have mana problems by the time you can afford the item itself. So by giving this early blue buff, of a second blue buff to Jace, that's going to allow him to transition through that problematic stage, pick up the Essence Reaver, and still remain relatively strong from that item, and actually have quite a smooth transition. Akali, as an energy user, does benefit from the CDR of the blue buff and the extra energy regeneration, but it's not as effective as it is necessarily on someone like Jace.
No, I think it's a very, very solid call to give Jace blue buff.
Yeah.
It means he can just force clear waves with it, Shock Blast, Power Gate.
Yeah.
And we see Malphite going in, does so much damage to this Shyvana.
Maxing that Seismic Shard first, just, with the amount of magic damage he's going to do with his Unstoppable Force, just doing...
But Wukong and Ari coming in from the bot lane, we see Dragon Descent coming by. Wukong and Malphite taking so much damage here, has to walk away, and we're going to see the Spirit Rush come in. Should be able to pick this kill up here.
Yes!
Really nice, really good gank there. Solid rotation. Solid
moves from those three-man ganks of that Malphite, and that's going to kind of force this Malphite to play a lot safer now that he knows that they're going to start focusing a little bit and playing very aggressive against him. Leona going deep in that bot lane. Whoa!
Getting punished for it so hard. A huge burst coming out from Jason Nami there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was just a bit of a misplay there with the amount of damage that she was going to take from the minions, and underestimating how scary this Jace can be as an AD carry. He's got reasonably good ratios on his abilities, and having all those cooldowns because he has two sets makes his damage and deceptive.
He's a champion with two skill sets, really.
Yes, exactly. So you actually, you can actually have sort of a deceptive amount of damage. Now they're doing the dragon. Now
Connor though running distraction tactics, trying to keep them interested while the rest of the team takes the dragon. In early smite by Lee Sin, really.
Very early smite. Not a lot of confidence from the NLG there to really contest that, which is a shame because I feel like had Leona not been dead, then they could have definitely contested that.
Jake went so hard on that lane there, landed to the skies. Oh, but we see Ari going big in the mid lane. Spirit Rush, he's landing Q into Akali, goes down towards the Dragon Rage there, but I want to see Wukong come in and pick up some kills here. Goes for the cushion blow, focuses Akali. So close by Lee Sin.
I think he survived on about 10 HP there. And then the shield saving him from that last tick of Ignite on that Safeguard Iron Will. So close stuff there, Jackie.
Really, really confident gank by Lee Sin though. Went in, even tried to dive Ari, even with those 3 dashes available. And Akali picks up the kill as well. 2-0 in this lane. Looking really strong.
Yep, going towards that Gunblade as well, which is going to make her very, very difficult to deal with because of the way that works with her kit. And that passive as well. So she's going to just get scarier and scarier.
Oh, we see Leona going into the Jace lane. Duns up Jace. Vayne coming in. Has the final hour. Gonna keep juggling. Gets the 3-6 soul ball. Great cycling comes in from Wukong. Knocks up Nami. Are they going to carry on after Nami here? I don't think they're going to get it. Just need to back away. The dragon isn't available. Probably just going to push that tower up. Try and get some damage on it while Jace is away.
Yeah. Wukong, running a little bit at the end there, so he didn't really have anything left to go. Not the tankiest of these junglers in these early levels. And I think it was a nice little move though to catch themselves at Jace. Leona going very, very confident, considering she'd had a bit of a tough time earlier on about going a bit too sort of deep against these guys. To have that confidence that she can land that ultimate and land those skill shots. It was good to see, and it was a nice little sort of 3v2 gank there in that bot lane.
Yeah, we see Wukong, like, he was actually in position. Now he's got the level 6. He actually has the tools to make these ganks effective.
Yes, absolutely. And he's essentially, in essence, he's actually had a lot more sort of pressure and made a lot more moves than this Lee Sin, which is great to see as well. Because you kind of need to be, you need to have more effect as Wukong to be that kind of mid game sort of brawler and damage dealer.
I mean, I don't like to brag about pride and stuff, but we see some really, really strong ward coverage by Next Level Gaming here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've taken the things that we talked about when watching them before, and some of the other casters have talked about it as well, and taken these on board and really sort of improved on that. And you can see that because they're now able to really sort of have confidence in understanding and knowing where Bus Driver Connor are and what they're trying to do, and then actually outplaying them in those scenarios. Whoa, the damage from Jace there is incredible though on that shock blast.
Yeah, the shock blast shot through the power gate tool. So much damage.
Yeah, so much damage. Jace opting to pick himself up that tier. It does look like you're right. He's going to go towards that Essence Reaver with the Vamp Scepter in his back pocket as well. Interestingly enough,
by Leona goes in for the flow, trying to catch Lee Sin here. Tons of damage coming out. We see the Spirit Rush combo. Gonna pick up Lee Sin there. Trying to look to get over the wall.
Ooh.
Really solid pickup.
A nice little move there from the Ahri. She realised that the Orb of Deception true damage component wasn't going to hit, so Spirit Rushed in the opposite direction to land that second part of it to finish up the Lee Sin there, so he couldn't get away. Great little move.
Great understanding of auto mechanics.
Absolutely, her RO mechanics are Reaper's RO mechanics totally top on.
Weird to see the Catalyst in the build, I have to say though.
Potentially going towards the Void of Ages, or is it just to help her out with that sort of healing mechanism that it gives you? But we've seen Akali. She's coming down this bottom lane now. They need to be so careful.
But Connor just deals so much damage with that gunblade. Got it finished.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to see Leona go down here. They're going to carry on for this dive. Yes. So Connor making
very, very confident dive here. Yeah.
Jace might go down here. No, maybe.
Ooh, maybe. A very, very confident dive from Bus Driver Connor there.
Well, that's Connor leading his bus through the bot lane.
That's it, He next stop, the victory, I suppose. Is that how Connor the bus driver works? Is he a one-stop kind of guy?
First stop gank, second step victory.
Yeah, it sounds pretty confident. Arya not in the greatest position here.
No, she's going to get caught out here.
Yeah.
She gets instantly bursted by this 4-0-1 Akali.
That Gunblade is doing so much work for Akali here. Just such an effective item on her in this mid-game point. She just so much power from that, and it's just making her very difficult to deal with. Ahri is playing very well. It looks like she's going towards that DFG as well, but she just can't seem to kind of to make it mesh and to get things going right. Essence Reaver's been picked up for that Jace now. Interesting enough, Shyvana's sat on a recurve
and a no magic mantle, so she's building towards that wit's end.
Do you think she's building towards the wit's? Yeah. Yeah.
It has to be mainly to deal with this MR by Malphite in the lane, but that really is going to punish her with these mid-game fights where she's just, that gold really hasn't done anything. Like, she's not going to have the tanky stats to peel off the Jace damage, and then because she's going to get low off Jace's damage, the MR really isn't going to stop this hybrid Akali.
Yeah.
Because Gunblade does a lot of attack damage.
It does give you a lot of attack damage. And this is kind of why I would have expected to see Shyvana go towards something like maybe the Spectre's Cowl, and go for more health, because it gives you that mixed mitigation. And then getting the tank stats from her passive just to kind of supplement a little bit of the stats that she otherwise hadn't built through sort of other sort of armor.
Okay, we see this other gaming coming in on the dragon here. Wukong goes to the cyclone, and Jace takes the dragon away though. through. They still pick up the track, but this is a really strong engagement by Nexx Level Gaming. Are we picking up a double kill? Really
Yes.
strong spit rushes through. 2 for 1 trade. But
That's going to help her out a ton in this kind of coming into these mid points. If she can get rolling with that double kill, get herself that DFG, and really start to assassinate people, especially the Akali, who's not necessarily very tanky. She's tanky through her sustain. So if Ari can assassinate her before she can sustain herself back up, that could be the window of opportunity that NLG need to make
chase
plays.
down Reaper here on Akali.
Yeah.
Going to cross over this ward, so they are going to see him, and we see the pings instantly come out. Really good communication from the game.
Very aware of this Akali's movements, and this is kind of how they need to be. They need to focus out Connor a little bit now. All the rest of the members on the team aren't doing as well as Akali, and if they can kind of now make it their aim and their effort to deal with her, we might see a little bit of sort of gold evening up, and maybe bringing that gold disadvantage kind of a little bit back towards that even point.
If they really want to deal with Akali, we need to see some way of seeing her doing a Twilight Shadow in these fights. I mean,
Absolutely.
Where they're still sitting all on boarding totals.
Yeah, that's it. They need to upgrade those. They need to upgrade those sweeping stones, specifically that Leona needs to upgrade that sweeping lens, and so that she's that much stronger.
Interestingly, she hasn't gone for the Sight Stone. Opted to pick up the Kindle Gem to go for that face in the mountain.
Yes. So really wants to go for those sort of tanky items, and I don't know whether I agree with that particularly as her sort of support sort of direction. But Jace
going so hard, getting really good damage on, misses the shot blast, but at least he's going to land the sun away. Comes to take it away. The exhaust comes out onto Vayne, tries to final hour away, but you can't be invisible around Lee Sin. Do to reveal you with almost every single one of his abilities, and they're just going to push in this bot lane here. Really, really strong show there by Butcher and Connor.
This Jace is impressing me. I hadn't been, I'd been a bit apprehensive about how effective it could be, but Jiggin is doing really good work on this here, and actually he's doing quite a lot of sort of effective damage, especially with that Essence Reaver.
See, Wukong coming in trying to pick up a killer, but takes so much damage on the back trade. Really think he's underestimating the Jace damage. Good Spirit Rush comes out, good Charm, gonna catch Jace doing that to this guy, but we see Akali flashes in, so much damage coming out from Akali landing, like, just gonna walk away. It's the armor from Twilight Shroud, stop the tower shot killing her. Connor 6-0-1 on this Akali.
I was thinking we might see a dangerous game, survival, kind of last second health bonus, but it wasn't to be. Lee Sin coming in from the backside onto this dragon. Does a lot of damage.
I think he had Dragon's Rage available. We're going to deal so much damage with a follow-up. Really strong gank there.
Didn't even need to use the Dragon Rage on the dragon, you know?
Did not even have it available. Just confident enough that they had the damage to deal with it anyway.
Yeah. Malphite actually, with that Chalice of Harmony, going towards the Abyssal Scepter is a very effective damage dealer because he's got relatively good ratios. Hasn't got a single point in those brutal strikes actually. So
just going all in on this magic damage Malphite.
Absolutely, and for the most part, it's doing reasonably well. CS wise, he's a little bit up, and he's been quite effective against this Shyvana, who's kind of not really sure how to deal with him, and had a lot of difficulty from this Lee Sin as well in this top lane. So it was good moves from Cannibal Llama there. He's been up there a number of times now and really sort of given the Shyvana no real ability to get into the game and to become that kind of tanky dragon that we know she can be in that late game where she gets really effective and very difficult to deal with.
Obviously a good engagement into the bot lane as we just hit 20 minutes into this game. Oh no, we see Akali roam down towards this bot lane though. Gonna catch both Vayne and Leona here. And likes to kill into Vayne. Good final hour and tumble. Comes in though, still does so much damage. Needs to get into Shadow Dance Vayne. Not quite gonna hit it. Has to settle for the Leona kill here. But Akali there, no interaction with that damage. She hits you with that Q. She sits on you with the Shadow Dance. Deals so much damage. But Vayne and Leona aren't really a very good lane. I don't feel like Vayne really wants that passive supporter. She would need to be helped through the lane. But Leona just wants to engage. So I don't know why they picked that up.
Yeah, Leona just wants to trade and engage and go really ham. I think they picked Leona more for the team synergy than they did necessarily for that laning phase or the strong laning phase, because she has such great sort of synergy with that Ahri and that Wukong Cyclone as well. So I think they more picked her for the sort of the comp rather than specifically, which maybe suggests that Vayne wasn't the best AD carry they could have gone for. Malphite, whoa!
Malphite over a huge on top of the floor, catches Shyvana, just gets mounted. not have any of these tank attacks available. Wukong trying to get the Cyclone, just trying to hold them off. We see Leona with the Zenith Blade, tries to go in on 4 people, but has no follow-up here. He's just going to go down slowly to the team. We see a triple kill going for Connor. And Vayne picks up 1 kill under the tower. That's a 2 for 4 trade in favour of Bus Driver Connor, and they're going to take this tower. I was trying to talk about the gold lead a little bit earlier, but we can just see it coming to account here. We have an 8k gold lead on the side of Bus Driver Connor, and Akali just 9,000 gold, 3,000 over Akali.
Yeah,
she
it's
has
just
a whole item over her.
Just doing so much work now, and they're just able to kind of bum rush their way down to this inhibitor. Vayne's in a whole world of pain.
So much damage. Does flash to the side. Interestingly, if you get away from the original...
Higgin has been outplayed there, wow.
Really nice tumbling by Vayne. Nice demonstration of Vayne mechanics, but it's going to be enough. Na'Vi gets caught into the tower by the Akali charm as well. Just going to get picked up by Shyvana.
Yeah.
Really, really well played. Just a little reaction there from
Good little move from NLG there, and we might even be able to take an objective off the back of that kind of overextension. Connor went very deep for Vayne in that team fight, and so did Cannibal Llama. Both of those fell, and that meant that Vayne getting that double kill, because both were on a spree of each. She actually picked herself up quite a substantial amount of gold, which might cost these guys, because Vayne getting stronger could become a problem if they can deal with the Akali, because that's where all of Bus Driver Connor's gold is. So if they stop the Akali, that gold difference means nothing anymore, because essentially they're even again.
But I think at this point we're still not seeing any of these builds able to deal with this Akali.
No, yeah.
We have the MR on Shyvana's part, but she just gets melted anyway. It's nothing to deal with the Abyssal Scepter shredding down. In that
stun from the Ola, they should be able to deal with the Akali with the Ahri, but it seems like there needs to be a little bit better focus from these guys, and a little bit better objective controls. Another dragon's fallen there to Bus Driver Connor, and they are just not giving anything up. They're not letting off the steam. They're kind of not resting on their laurels, and they're really trying to take away as much gold and from an NLG as they possibly can. And that makes it very difficult for NLG to come back into the game, because they're not only are they kind of losing these team fights because they're already down, they're being starved of any kind of comeback goal that they could potentially get as well. So that's great to see from these guys as well.
They're kind of just going down the Reaper, going to walk out, get away from the charm. But Reaper comes back in. I don't think he knows just how much damage that Akali does. He's trying to stick through the Wukong Cyclone, through the Akali Life Steal and Spellbound there. Really competent play, but we see the TP coming in. Malphite's coming down to join this fight here. Are we going to see the Unstoppable Force come out towards Vayne? No, just going to go for the Q, leaks some moving speed, trying to move away. Now he lands a ball onto Shyvana. Probably going to slow down their engage. Vayne uses the final hour, tries to tumble forward. Lee Sin landing just with the tip of the Q there. Just going to let this fight go away.
Very, very, very confident on that Vayne there to be that kind of front line chasing. You know, she gets that bonus movement speed from her Night Hunter passive, and was very confident being the front man to chase those guys. And even with that Malphite ult being available.
Well, that's probably we're going to see this is intense 1v1, but Akali just too far ahead. Nice show there by Vayne. Landed the Condemn into the wall, but just wasn't enough. Akali got so much gold in this game. Yeah,
it was very close. I don't think the stun on that Condemn landed. Which meant
she pinned her against the wall.
Yeah.
But just not enough time.
Just not enough time. Akali, Lichbane, Hourglass, and that Gunblade just so much damage compared to the Vayne.
Gives you like another run off of her abilities. So she can double stack her Q1 to somebody.
Yeah.
Not going to be pretty for this next level game inside.
Not going to be pretty at all. Jace still stacking towards that Mura mana actually.
Malphite with a nice double force there, catches Wukong and Leona. Leona went for the Zenith Blade, Wukong just catching him and just trying to stun Malphite to keep him off. But we see Bus Driver Connor just trying to eat through these fights. Shadow Dance into Akali, picks up the kill, gets one more stack. The Leona ult comes in. Hourglass by Connor though, just fighting just enough time. Goes down to Shyvana, diving in, huge dragon. Listen, misses the flash over the wall, but still lands that Sonic Wave, comes in with a resonating strike. Really dominating. That was a good fight on both sides. Nexx Level Gaming tried to make good plays there, but Bus Driver Connor just too far ahead.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just showing that goal difference really, and just how much damage that Akali was doing is just unbelievable. Connor, just great play from him all around. He's been all over this map, affecting all of these lanes, working with those guys just to get himself snowballing, and now we're seeing this kind of 15k gold advantage, and it's and these team fights are just running away now.
Well, yeah, that's the point where sometimes we see a Next Level Gaming come back with a fight. They might pick up like a 2-for-1 trade, but then they can't push off anything because they can't all the way to push. They've already taken these towers down. They've got all 3 dragons in this game so far.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. They just haven't been able to capitalize on any kind of advantage after the fight. So they get a couple of hundred gold here and there on various people after they might pick up 1 or 2, but then they can't turn that into global gold for everyone by taking, say, bottom turret or mid turret or dragon. And Bus Driver Connor have just been able to do that every single time, and so they're getting extra gold from the fight, and then they're compounding that with more sort of objective golds, and you're just seeing the gold advantage. Although the kills are like 24 to 12, which is not a massive difference, the gold is just really just all from those objective plays.
We'll see Shabana, she's taking that top lane, putting up a quite some while, and we see once again Connor going so hard in his bot lane, just able to kill Vayne without even trying too hard. Comes by Akali, just going to chase down Akali here. The BM coming out from Connor. As always, Wukong.
Connor's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I think he's just going to get caught here, but huge damage comes out onto this Akali. Still gets the triple before he goes down. Had to flash in for it though. And that's what it takes to deal with this Akali. They had to. That was 4 people. That was a 4v1 they needed to deal with it, and it still took.
And I'm pretty sure Connor still had the hourglass at the end with that ignite. So there could have been even more plays, Jackie. Even more.
He had the gunblade active as well. There was a lot that could have gone down.
There was a lot that could have gone down there. Maybe we should message Connor after this game and offer him some.
Very dominating this play.
Yeah. Absolutely. And this game, this game is run away now, and they really haven't been able to deal with this Akali all game long. What do you think they could have done instead to deal with Zakali and sort of prevented her from getting snowballing?
I pointed out at, 18 minutes? 10 minutes. Still haven't seen anything for these 10 minutes, but there is still no way of revealing her. In that Twilight Shroud, she is completely safe. There is no sweeping lenses, which also translates into they don't have any vision. They don't have any vision control. Like, we see pinks across the entire board here for Bus Driver Connor, and there is just nothing. There's an odd ward here or there for Next Level Gaming. They've tried to keep up in the early game, but as they've been forced to their base, they haven't been able to do it. Leads in though, lands a Sonic Wave over the wall, goes hard on for Vayne, but he's a little bit lost here. He does not want to be in this place. He's going to get caught out in the jungle. In the jungle? In the Nexus.
But he's doing a ton of damage to Vayne in the process, even though he went super, super deep. So just showing how far ahead he is in terms of damage as well on that Vayne.
And we see Malphite flashes in for Vayne though, getting really greedy. Gonna get caught by the charm here. This is Bus Driver Connor flashing in one by one, trying to pick up some cheeky little kills and just not paying off for them.
And they need to be careful, although they're very, very significantly ahead, the gold will eventually plateau out, and Akali will potentially fall off because she'll reach her damage peak.
And Nexx goes in onto Akali here, which takes so much damage. Still underestimating, going to get condemned off by Vayne, and look, sitting in the Twilight Shroud, no way to reveal her. And going to get caught by Leon and gets back into the Twilight Shroud. Zonya's just as the Shroud goes down, really good management there, but still going to go down. Yeah.
But that's it, she was sat in that Twilight Shroud so safe, and if they had those sweeping lenses or had those pink wards, that wouldn't have been even nearly as close as it was, her picking up another kill. And the problem with Akali is if she gets that reset on that kill, then she gets another Shadow Dance.
And then it just spirals out of control, that Shadow Dance.
And it just goes completely out of control. Shadow Dance is doing 250 plus 290, so that's 470 damage before mitigation. And she has 3 procs of that, not including any other damage from her. So she's doing incredible amounts of damage just from her ulti alone.
Yeah.
Just incredible amounts of damage.
We see a nice little Baron dance going on here.
Yeah.
This other game is trying to clear out some vision, trying to get some of their own.
Trying to force Bus Driver Connor back whilst the Akali's down. I think that's the right move that they should be making, is trying to capitalize on the fact that they've got this advantage. Wukong going very, very aggressive onto Malphite there, but Malphite's way too tanky to be able to even deal with at this point. He's got that Frozen Heart. He's sat on the Abyssal Scepter as well, and with those Mercury Treads, you just can't CC him. So he's actually got a ton of resistances, which kind of make him difficult to kind of burst like that. 233 armor on that Malphite, and 172 magic resist. Not got a great deal of HP, but his effective HP is very high.
And he just has so much damage he did, and a lot of damage to a squishy target when he ults in. Like we probably need to see Vayne rush into maybe a QSS or a Banshees here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was talking about Reckless at the beginning of this game, and one of the
Oh, we see a huge one coming in from Malphite though. Gets Vayne down to half HP and Ari as well. And then the Nami tidal wave for a follow. Just so much CC coming out from the team. Connor did take a lot of damage though from the AoE. Really needs to be careful as he's roaming around here. Probably going to go down to Shyvana here, and Pussy does. And we just see them picking up kills. This is really, really messy by Bush Driver Connor. Not a
the
dominating.
fade away orb deception though on that Ari.
Vayne going to go down to Chase as well.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Shyvana trying to swim through these people. But the other members are just going to come up here. Probably going to finish up.
Yeah. No, and this will probably.
Good
I
flash bubble
think
there by now.
that they can finish here. You know, with the Jace still being alive, they've got very effective auto attack damage on these turrets, and they've got a reasonable amount of time and a little bit of a wave to be able to possibly be able to produce something.
Well, we have 5 seconds on the end of Wukong, so I imagine we'll see them push towards this next tier.
Yeah. I don't know. They're going to decide to not try to force anything. Probably safely back away, look towards this Baron. They've got a ton of warding around this sort of area. And they're in a very sort of effective position to do this now. You know, still not seeing any sort of way to reveal this Akali on NLG, and that's just going to get even worse as the game sort of goes on. Jace stealing away that blue buff, looking towards this Baron pit now as well.
No vision on the map for in that next level game in there, but they do suspect the Baron's coming out.
Yes,
So
we could see a nice little play here from NLG.
Wukong used his smite on the mini blue, but like that's obviously we're not going for the Baron still here. Not a wise move at all. And we see them fighting in the Baron pit. Oh, huge damage coming down onto Akali through with the Malphite ult, and just going to swim through the AoE again. The owner forced to flash away, but that's not going to stop Akali, who comes by. Even half hit through the owner, and the owner is the tanky member of Next Level Gaming.
Absolutely. That penetration from the Abyssal Scepter and those Sword Shoes is actually doing quite a lot of work. Considering the Leona hasn't actually built any magic resist whatsoever. She only has the magic resist built into that W.
Connor once again looking greedy for this kill. Shadow Dance towards the minion. See Vayne trying to find Larry and tumble away, trying to outtie him. Probably going to wait for that Shadow Dance to come up. And there we go, just going to see him take it down. And they can probably push towards the end of this game here. Only Shyvana is available. Nice Dragon doing the Dragon this game, but go down to the Shyvana office. But I don't think that's enough to stop them pushing towards this next.
This Jace is doing really good damage at the moment onto these objective turrets.
Oh, the members come back up though. Ari really nice catch. Chance Akali in the Shroud, just can't see her. And because she was safe in that Twilight Shroud, doesn't go down. See, we're not trying to pick up, we're just trying to dive around here, just trying to jump around. Probably going to try to get to these minions into the tower. The enemy still tries to go hard, does not. Rip Connor.
Rest in pepperonis.
Solid display by Next Level Gaming to defend their base there.
Yeah, it was. I thought they were going to finish the game there and then, but actually they managed to kind of force them out again, and it's kind of showing how, although the gold has remained roughly the same for the last sort of 10 minutes, last 5-10 minutes, where it's been about this 15k, and now that they're starting to plateau, and Shyvana's starting to get tankier, and Vayne is starting to become problematic and become the late game Vayne that we all know and love, they need to be very, very careful, because we could see the comeback, Jackie.
Comebacks are real.
I'm forever an optimist.
I have to feel it's worth pointing out here. We do see Connor himself really with a dominating display for his team, but Bush Drivers as a team, this top lane keeps getting pushed into Next Level Gaming, and it's not that nobody's pushing it, it's just Bush Driver Connor really aren't splitting their forces. They just keep going 5 mid for these messy fights. I think this game could have been a lot smoother for them if they would have picked up the dragon as it come off spawn, and if they would have split pushed these lanes. With a threat like Akali, they'd have to send more than a few members to try and handle these people. And I feel like Bush Driver Connor, they really could have finished this a lot sooner. I think this is really sloppy play by them.
Yeah, I think they should have grouped a long time ago and finished this game very, very effectively. But they're very quickly, sorry. But the amount of damage that comes down to Vayne, wow.
Just gets instantly blown up. Nami with a really good 4-man tidal wave, but not to 4 members. Wukong's gonna flash in the cyclone, but there's no follow-up from the team. Shyvana comes in, gets exhausted, 50% damage reduction, just trying to swim in and get the AoE onto Akali there. But Akali just gonna shadow dance onto Ari, gonna blow up in no time. See the Zonya's coming decent, golden style. And we're going to see Bush Driver just end this game.
Very commanding victory there. As no, the inhibitor's respawned.
Oh, the troll inhibitor. The troll
The
inhibitor.
troll. The inhibitor's trolling all of us.
This is going to be the comeback.
Is this going to be NLG's comeback? Vayne's up in 5. We've got 20 seconds on these guys. Could they potentially come back?
Huge damage still comes out from the Guardian. Are they going to catch under the tower? And yeah, it's going to go down to the Jace ult attack. And then just
Jace getting his KDA a little bit there in the league.
well, dominating display there by Buster over Panda. Like, even though they were just forcing fight after fight after fight, they won these fights really comfortably.
Yep. And there were moments of brilliance on both sides of the teams. I just think that Bus Driver Connor had a more commanding sort of lead in terms of what they wanted to do on the map, a more commanding idea of what they wanted to do on the map. And they just had better strategic play. They knew exactly where they wanted to be, what objectives they wanted to fight around, how they wanted to vision control to be in that area, and ultimately that led to them just being able to fight after fight after fight, get themselves rolling on that Akali, and then just roll in behind her with Connor in the driving seat.
Well, unfortunately, my client seems to have bugged on me.
Mine too.
I haven't been able to exit the game, so we don't get to look at any of the end game charts for the damage here. But I imagine we just see Connor just well ahead of everyone else in this game.
Yeah, I managed to get the charts up actually, and I'm just looking at the damage dealt to champions. Connor's damage dealt to champions. Wow, he did 20,000 damage more than Akali, sat on that 44,000 damage dealt to champions compared to Ari, who's 24,000, which was the highest member of NLG. But an interesting point here. Jace was not that far behind her on only 3,000 damage done less. So that AD carry Jace, more effective than I'd anticipated.
Yeah,
in terms of damage done.
A nice score of 10-3-18, like really, really impacted in those fights.
Yeah. And the Essence Reaver with the Muramana pickup and that Black Cleaver and the Infinity Edge, you're going to do a ton of work. You don't necessarily need as much attack speed as say a traditional AD carry because you have the 2.5%, the 2.5 second attack speed on that W when you pop that. So those 3 attacks, if they crit with the Armor Shred and the Muramana, deal a lot of magic damage and physical damage together, and that's very difficult to itemize against as well.
Well, by the time you're coming in for this auto attacks, your ideal combo is to power shot through the power gate, 1 stack of Black Cleaver, stack your W, then go to hammer form, and then use to the skies to close the gap, and that's going to be 2 stacks of Black Cleaver, and then you're just going to really fire off 3 quick auto attacks.
Yeah, okay. He's got his own self peel. He's got that knock away. He's got a slow. He's got the armor and MR shred when he changes form. So if Wukong or Shyvana ever got to him, they weren't as strong as they'd anticipated. They weren't as tanky as they'd anticipated, and I think that's one of the benefits to bringing this Jace, who I thought actually worked very effectively as team con. And I don't particularly think that any other AD carry would have necessarily been better.
But I still think I would say in his lane, I think that you'd go for a more traditional AD carry, but like they proved us wrong. Nami did really well. She kept him alive, really carried him to this point where he had the items he needed to be effective. And at least in donating him that blue buff meant he could farm at a safe range. Yes.
I think if they'd have picked the Caitlyn instead of the Jace, that bot lane wouldn't have been close in any capacity. Nami Caitlyn against the Vayne is just not the matchup that you ever want to experience.
No, you just take so much poke, so much.
Yeah, and there's
you just away from auto attacks.
And especially with the slow that comes with that Nami, it's very difficult, very very difficult to deal with.
Well, yeah, guys, that was our game for the evening. We saw Bus Driver Connor taking it on that purple side, playing next level gaming, and I think if we had to pick an MVP for the game, I think it's pretty clear. I'd have to go with Connor here.
It's got to be Connor. He's the bus driver.
He is the bus driver indeed. But
he is the bus driver.
Really solid movement. So he was ganking the lanes. He was making kills happen.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you have to do as a mid laner. I think is if you do get rolling because your jungler has helped you or you've managed to get kills in lane, you need to translate that into the other lanes as well. You need to take the gold that you've accrued extra, and then use that to roam and to make the other lanes get ahead. Not just kind of rest on your laurels and keep farming up in that mid lane. You need to kind of get into these other lanes and make the plays, you know.
Well, guys, that'll be all we have for this evening. Tomorrow we have a load more fixtures on. I'm pretty sure we'll still have Grosh here with you.
Yes, I'm here tomorrow night, guys. So stay tuned if you want to listen to some more British casting from me.
We have some really good